All right, we are now ready to take a look at the materials tab within Maker's Manager. Regardless of where you are within the platform, let's go ahead and click on materials. This shows all the materials that we have in our account already. If you are new to the platform and you need to import yours from another platform or from spreadsheets you have, you can click on import up here. Bulk add, you can also do as a function as well. And then this is where you could just keep adding more and more down here by adding rows, or you can just add them individually one at a time. You'll put the material name in. You can put a photo if you would like. Certainly not something that you need to do. You're going to select the category of that material. And then as far as down here under inventory, how it's purchased, this is how you're getting it from the supplier. Are you doing it by the pound, by the case, by the bag? How are you getting it from the supplier? This is going to help for when you reorder. If you are reordering, say, a pound of oil, which is 16 ounces, versus ordering 16 individual ounces. It's just you want to line this up with how you order. For instance, you may order a case of wax. You could put that on here as well. So this is the purchase unit. And then the stock unit is basically how do you use the product? Now, we order our fragrance oil by the pound, but when we're making our candles, we're doing that by the ounce, right? So we're not making them by the pound. So for instance, here, I'm going to order a 16. Let me just put a material in here. I am going to grab one off of Candle Science's website here as a test. Let's do a lavender fragrance oil. I'm going to buy this here. I'm going to buy, let's say I'm going to buy a 5-pound jug of it. Okay. We're going to have lots of lavender fragrance oil. We source this from the supplier, and the category is fragrance oil. And then for purchase unit, we are doing this by the pound. And then I just purchased 5 pounds of this. And the total price paid on that, we're just going to go ahead and put in this $125.37. Of course, if you add it to the cart and you figure out your shipping, that's all going to be crucial as well. But for this example, I'm just going to pretend like there was free shipping. So $125.37 on this product. Great. And then how do we use this? The stock unit is how are we using this? Even though I'm purchasing this by the pound, I'm not pouring it by the pound. I'm not using it in my candles by the pound. I'm using it by ounces. So that when I calculate how many ounces I need for a batch, that's the unit of measure that I'm always using and that's going to be the same for most makers there. And so that's going to be ounces there. Now, for minimum stock level, this is when do I want to get an alert that it's time to reorder? I'm going to put this at 8 ounces, okay? My current stock, I'm going to have as 0 because I don't have any. But this shows when I do purchase it. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and put in that I have a pound of it. So I have the 16 ounces of it here. Storage location, that's not important. This is if you're in a warehouse, you have offsite storage, and you want to know where the stuff is, you can complete that. And then supplier sourcing. This I can select Candle Science, and here's a reorder link. Now, here is what's really cool. If you grab this link to the product so that you can reorder it, and this is where we keep adding more suppliers. So if your supplier, if this doesn't work for, it will hopefully soon. So it's nice to go ahead and put this in here. So this is what's going to happen. You notice this just popped up that says autofill from Candle Science. Let me show you what this is going to do before I actually do it. Down here, scent profiles. You can always put this stuff in. This is completely optional. You can put in how intense you think it is, what the primary family of the products are, if it contains essential oils, all the scent notes. You can keep track of all of that information for this fragrance oil. But it's completely optional. You do not necessarily have to do that. What we have added for you is if you put in this link, you can click on this autofill from their website, from Candle Science, and let's see what happens here. All right, we have now autofilled all of this information here. You can see the drop down. This is pulling all the information about the product from their website. So now you have all of your notes put in here, flashpoints, vanilla content, all the information, whether it's stay late free, whether it's Prop 65 warning on there, everything. It also is going to pull up the recommended usage rates as well. So this is a fantastic tool that we have built in to the software that we hope that you are going to love and take advantage of. So let's go ahead now and click on add material. And the material has been created and it is just saving it so it goes back here. All right, now we have that lavender fragrance oil on here. Everything is sorted here alphabetically for you. Let me go into this where we just set that lavender up and we set the minimum stock level at the 8 ounces. I'm going to go ahead and do the same here with my moonflower. I'm going to go in and update that minimum stock to being 8 ounces. And then I'm going to do the same with this other lemon pound cake, because I always like to know when I'm getting close on things. But I also want to do that not only just with my oils, but with my jars as well. So for here, I am going to go ahead and put this at 12. 12 would be the least amount of vessels that I would want to carry. And so then also for lids, I would want to know when I am getting low on that product as well. And this goes for any product within your maker space, whatever you want to know about. For my soy wax, I would want to know when I get down to 100 ounces within my business, so I don't run out of wax. That would be a problem. For wicks, since everything else is 12 my vessels, I'm going to put my wicks at that level as well. All right, now I have my stock level minimums here all set for all my products. So I would take your time to go ahead and do that. That's going to make this really helpful. Now you'll notice based on those levels, I now have a low stock alert right here at the top. It makes it very easy to know when you're low on something. You can also click here and filter out and just show what are we low on. And it's because I set the minimum of my vessels to 12 that it is showing them as low stock as well. All right, let me take a look here. That is it for this. Now that we've set those low stock alerts from your dashboard, you're also going to see up top here that we are low. And you're also going to see right here exactly what is low. So a few different ways of seeing your product inventory levels. Hopefully this has helped you. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Thank you.